Hello, good morning and welcome to Not Just About Ducks with me, Angela. Let's go and see the ducks. Oh, I gotta walk down there. Ducks. Hey ducks! They're slightly wonky there, so I give the ducks, you may or may not know, lettuce daily, but being as they've eaten all the lettuce out of the garden, I've had to, well, there's one or two left, so I bought a few from the shop there, so just to show you how much they enjoy lettuce. Hey ducks! Hey ducks! Come on, come on! Hey ducks, come on, come on! Come on! Oh my gracious, what have I got? Oh my word! Oh my word! Come on, Georgie! Never the last duck. There you go, George. Get some lettuce down here. There you go. Where's George? Yeah, Josephine. Oh, I know. Is that good? Is that good lettuce? Yummy, yummy. That's Laura. Laura. As you can see, they love lettuce. And look, you haven't eaten it all. You've got some. So anyway, I hope that recorded. I think it did. So I had a COVID test and that came back negative. But then I haven't been going anywhere either. So, well, I said to my GP, I don't think it's that. I just think it's a chest infection. Because now we don't do face-to-face consultations. It's over the phone or via a video link. So he gave me some antibiotics, and then he told me to take a COVID test, which I did, and which came back negative. So huzzah for that. But he said you don't need to go out to catch it. It comes through the letterbox on any parcels, packages or mail that you might get through the letterbox. So yes, so anyway, I done it, and I'm all right. I'm okay, just a bit breathless. So, but I'm getting better. So I'll show you. I did tell you what you do with these empty sacks of food. I would say. I would say the paper sacks, not the plastic sacks. Yes, to put on where they like to sit. I suppose this will do well for chickens, as well as other birds, because it stops their perches or their beds from getting mucked up really. So yeah, I'll show you what I do now. There's a board. So there's a board here, which, as you can see, is messy. So I'll pick that up and I'll get that bit off there as well. Let's move you. There. So now I need to go get my hoe, and I take the top of this bedding off, and then I put the hoe underneath the little shelves and drag out any eggs. Yes, so I'll just go and get my lovely eggs. Two lovely eggs. All right, love. Goody gumdrops. There's some rain in there. Oh, ducks. I think I need my fork. I might stop the ducks coming in the garden. Yes. They've done a good job cleaning it up though. There's got a lot of reason to do over there. To the polytunnel. I've done quite a long video today. So anyway, the polytunnel. So we're October the 25th, I think. It doesn't matter, does it? But I think that's what the date is. And I'll just show you how things are progressing. So I still have peppers, I have onions, the basil is quite low now. I have, let's come and get you, it'll be easier. So there are some volunteer tomato plants there. I don't think they'll come to anything much. They might, they will probably get blight and then I'll have to pull them up. But my broad beans, they've been in a couple of weeks. You see we've got some leaf damage, but I expect these to start coming into flower sooner rather than later. Yes, I've got a butternut squash still flowering there. The ducks ate all the ones I had outside, the little tykes. More tomato plants here, look. I didn't plant them, they are just volunteers. So You never can tell, can you? Perhaps the greenhouse will work for tomatoes over the winter. I'm sure they do in commercial greenhouses. Obviously, this isn't a commercial greenhouse. This is it is a big greenhouse, but it's not commercial. My aubergines, I'm wondering when I should take the aubergine plants up. So that one's looking a bit dismal. I'll probably pull that one. At least cut that off, because that's got a mold and I don't want that. I'll see where my snips are now. Just I weed as I go. This one as well, you see. But I think I will do that is I'll cut it off at the base there. Not all of them have gone like that, but those ones there. So that one's going the same way. I've still got some fruit on there. So, but I will probably cut my losses and run with the aubergines. Yes. So this is my Italian large parsley there. I stepped on a bean earlier. These are broad bean plants. My lemon tree. There are I have some peppers, so I've got mixed peppers in here that are still fruiting. They seem to be rather vibrant. Well, if you don't count the pesky pests. You'd have thought you'd have less pests in the autumn and winter. I do have to transplant these borage plants. I have 1, 2, 3. I think there's about half a dozen in here, which I need to shift because they do get rather large, and the seeds, they're prolific at seed casting, and they will spread like you wouldn't believe. So I don't really want a greenhouse full of borage. On the other hand, borage does make exceedingly fine wine. I made some borage wine this year, and it is rather good. So, as you can see, unfortunately, I cut one of my peppers the other day. Well, I harvested some red peppers and some yellow peppers, and I cut one open. I was making stuffed peppers, and I cut one open. See, there's a hole there. And it had a massive baby slugs in it, so obviously I binned it. But what can you do? Got a rather large beetroot there, which I've forgotten. My radish is doing well. I think some of it must be ready to pull, so I'd best put some more in. So I've got kale, kohlrabi, as well as lettuce. I also have a few cabbages in here, and obviously onions, because you can see the onions, different lettuces, and some Swiss chard bright lights. Yes, I've also got Welsh onions and some turnips, which you can see they're doing well.
A lot of people put their greenhouses to bed for the winter. I was going to, but then I thought, well, it's so big, perhaps it will be all right. And up till now, touch wood, it is. I don't think we need to put them to bed for the winter. I know the broad beans will be all right. The only thing I'm not sure about are the peppers, because we are due to be getting some severe frosts and the bad weather will kick in soon. But, as in it's cold or windy and whatnot. So I will be taking some of these, definitely the aubergine plants out, because they look as though they're deteriorating. But I will be doing that. Let's see if I can show you a little bit, oops, of the garden. As you can see, the ducks have been working so hard. They've trimmed all the sprouts, all the kale, all the cabbages,